right, so Andrew Bynum made a three-point attempt at the end of the game. But what are you doing here?
Well, the shot clock wasn't even close to being an issue. He rears up from at least 6-8 inches behind the line, shoots a three, and he immediately was yanked from the contest.
Welcome back, you guys, and at one point in his NBA career, Andrew Bynum was the second best center in the league, and if you want to get technical, he was the best for a stretch in 2012 when Dwight Howard was injured. Bynum was a dominant inside center that helped Kobe and the Lakers win 2 championships in 3 years. But ever since he was traded from the Lakers to the Sixers, his career took a massive hit because of a number of things. Him getting traded to Philadelphia is something that actually helped start what we know now as the process. More on that later in the video. If you want to see what Andrew Bynum helped create in Philadelphia in person, the best way to do that is through the SeatGeek app, who I want to thank for sponsoring this video. Instead of having to search the web for the best ticket prices, SeatGeek does all the work for you by putting every single ticket from that event you're looking at into one spot. They give those tickets a rating out of 100, so if it's green, then you know it's good. If it's red, then you know it's not good. They also let you see what your seats will look like before you buy them, so you can have a visual of where you'll have to look at the scoreboard to see if the Sacramento Kings are down by 30 points at halftime. If you're thinking about going to an event or a concert this fall, you can get $20 off your first ticket purchase by using my promo code CAINE when you check out. So back in 2005, Andrew Bynum got his name on the NBA radar after being one of the more dominating high school players in New Jersey. Bynum was one of the last players to go from high school to the NBA, and at the age of 18, he was one of the youngest players to step foot on an NBA court. He was picked by the Lakers at number 10 in the 2005 draft. If you remember, this was the draft with Andrew Bogut, Chris Paul, and Deron Williams. No one was expecting much from Bynum early on. He was drafted as a project. I've talked about it before many times on this channel, but rookies usually aren't good when they first come in, and with Bynum being 17 years old, there wasn't much pressure early on. But he did have his moments where it looked like the Lakers were going to finally have some help for Kobe soon, which included this back and forth with Shaq on Christmas.
Three, shoots the 2. Oh, and Shaquille O'Neal, Bynum will remember for the rest of his life.
Yes, he will.
It was a good development season for what would be needed in his second year because he would start in 53 games because of some injuries, and Bynum was the next man up. The offensive production in the post and the reliability on the boards with Bynum at certain times was good to see because he was not stagnating. Bynum was getting better in his sophomore year. At 7 feet tall, 280 pounds, Bynum was pretty hard to stop. But at the same time, Bynum's improvement wasn't at the level where he could help Kobe get to a hypothetical conference finals. To refresh your memory, the Lakers and Kobe were at a breaking point in 2007. Kobe wanted to be traded, or he wanted the Lakers to trade their best assets to get help for him. Here's a blurry video of Kobe wanting to get Jason Kidd and trading away Bynum.
Are you kidding me? He's the one that drafted Bynum, so he's not gonna let him go. Fucking ship his ass up. You talking about Jason Kidd, but he didn't want to do that.
You guys know the story. The Lakers did not trade Bynum, and it ended up working itself out. But in his third season, he went through something that would affect his career, and that is injuries. In the 2007-2008 season, while the Lakers were 24-11 and Bynum was averaging a double-double, he went down with a knee injury in January, which put him out for the rest of the year. This injury was unfortunate because he took another leap as a player, but had to miss out on the Lakers' first finals appearance in 4 years. That summer, the Lakers locked him into a $58 million contract, which meant he was going to be a part of their championship core for the next few years. The improvements Bynum made from when he was 18 to 22 was pretty impressive. Bynum went from a player who made Kobe Bryant want to leave the Lakers in summer 2007 to a reason he wanted to stay. In the 2009 and 2010 championship seasons, Bynum got even better. He kept improving, and people who kept up with the NBA knew him as one of the best offensive centers in the league, but injuries kept him out of some of that success. He didn't have as much as an impact in the NBA Finals against the Magic as he did in the Western Conference playoffs. Same thing in the 2010 season. He improved as one of the best offensive centers and made the Lakers very hard to stop next to Powell and Kobe, but in the playoffs and the NBA Finals, his minutes went down and his numbers went down also. He had a lot of setbacks with his knees, so he was never at 100%. His final 2 years with the Lakers had his biggest peak as a post scorer and rebounder, and also some of his lowest moments. This included an elbow on JJ Barea in Game 4 versus the Mavericks, which got him ejected and suspended for the first 5 games of the 2012 season. Now moving on to the title part of the video, in the year 2012 was when he was considered the second best center in the league. Bynum got selected to the All-Star team, and at one point when Dwight Howard was injured, he was technically the best playing. Dwight was better overall, but when he was missing games, the title of the best playing center was technically Bynum. But there were also some funny low moments, like when he got benched after taking this 3-point shot against the Warriors. It's funny seeing the bad reaction of him taking that shot, because if he took that today, it'd be like, oh look, Bynum is just trying to expand his game. A month and a half later, the Lakers lost to the Thunder in the playoffs, and that would be Bynum's last time with the team. I'm sure you guys remember this trade, the one that sent Dwight to the Lakers and Andrew Bynum to the Sixers. Well, this one didn't work out for anyone, to be honest. Bynum didn't play a game for the Sixers, and you know why, because of his knees. I'm not a doctor or anything, but I'm sure it's kind of difficult for your body to hold up time after time when you're 7 feet and 280 pounds. But the funny thing is, he didn't hurt his knees from a workout. He re-injured them while at a bowling alley, which is the most Andrew Bynum thing to ever happen. And that bowling incident helped start up what we know as the process with Joel Embiid, Ben Simmons, and Markelle Fultz. Bynum being out forced the Sixers to rethink their plans, and that new plan was to rebuild and tank for picks instead of trying to compete for the 8th seed. In the summer of 2013, teams still believed in Andrew Bynum, and he signed a 2-year contract with the Cleveland Cavaliers for $24 million, but of course the Cavs protected themselves and made it so only $6 million was guaranteed. Bynum was actually suspended from the Cavs for not traveling with the team. It was reported that he didn't like going to practice or going to the games. The source from the Cavs said that he doesn't want to play basketball anymore, he never liked it that much in the first place. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar did an interview last year and said that he believed Andrew didn't take basketball seriously and he didn't care to become a dominant player. Kareem is quoted saying, "I don't think he liked the game, he didn't want to master the game." Wanting to master those details of basketball can take you from being considered a top 40 player to a top 20. He played some games for the Cavs, but he was never the same player. The Cavs traded him a month later to the Bulls and he got waived right away. The Pacers actually picked him up in February 2014, and if you remember, this really bothered Roy Hibbert even though Bynum only played in 2 games with Indiana and missed the rest of the year. And that would be the last time Bynum would play in the NBA. In case you missed the news about a week ago, he's apparently trying to make an NBA comeback. He's been working out and wants to get on a team. It'd be funny if Bynum came back to the NBA with like a 3-point shot and he can defend in space. But that's it for me. Andrew Bynum had a really good career that ended partly because of his own doing, but more due to injuries on his knee. Appreciate it if you made it to the end of the video. There will be a playlist for the other What Happened to Their Career videos once I'm done talking in 3, 2, 1.